Everything you need to know about the new Motiva breast implants. Wow, super exciting. You know, the United States hasn't had a new implant vendor to our country in over a decade. And you know, this new implant is not new to the world. It's just under 15 years being in the world. It has a lot of research behind it. I think this implant has really kind of changed the game as far as rethinking and engineering the breast implant. Anyway, we're real excited to have it in the United States. You know, the outcomes of the safety profiles and complications associated with the implant are the lowest of all implants in the world currently right now. So it's now the lowest complication rates of capsular contracture and rupture rate, which are very, very, very important to breast implants. Really game-changing, innovative aspects of engineering that the implant now has that is different than the other manufacturers of implants. So I just really didn't think they'd be able to re-engineer this implant to make it almost completely different than their competitors. So just starting on the outside, the shell of the implant has this called SmoothSilk surface. And so it has this really, really, really fine, silky smooth surface. And the idea behind it is it decreases risk of capsular contracture, the interaction of the implant shell to the body. And what we're finding is that it's having less of a capsule formation or that scar bag around the implant. It's a thinner capsule, which tells me that clinically in physiology there's less inflammatory process of seeing the foreign device. And then going into the layers of the shell itself, now there's 3 layers. So you have a inner layer, which is, you know, it's at the plant. You got to see the dipping process. So the first layer is a silicone, layer, and then the second, called dip, is actually a indicator layer, and it has this really, really light blue tint to it, and it's designed for safety. And so that's the second layer, and it's an impermeable layer, which means that the gel inside cannot leak through the silicone shell. And then over that, you get another layer of another silicone layer. And so between those outer layers, you have this impermeable blue indicator layer, and it has this really, really pretty light blue hue to the implant. And so as that implant is manufactured, it goes through the process of quality control. So they're checking all the surface of the implant to make sure there's no thin spots. Because again, the implant's way designed, it dips a silicone layer in. And so you don't want thin spots. Currently, our implants in the United States don't have that indicator layer. It's just, just trust that we have this impermeable layer and it's all even. But in reality, there's typically there may be a thin spot. And so Motiva has really done a great job of making sure that their implants are 100% sealed and everything's consistent. So it goes to all the machines, actually goes through human testing as well to make sure at all lines of the engineering process that the implant is completely intact and has a decreased gel bleed. And then going into the gels. So we have 2 new gels with this implant, which is really, really revolutionary, especially the first one. That one's called the Ergo Gel. And so this gel is a very, very highly, I would say it's a cohesive gel, but it's almost like a very viscous gel. So it's sticky, it flows very, very, very naturally, has more of like a slow flow that you'll see how the implant is designed to look and feel more anatomical to breast tissue. And so if you tip it to the side, it kind of flows to the side, and if you tip it to the bottom, it goes to the bottom. And you see the gel move, but it's very cohesive. It actually interacts with the shell itself, and it makes it almost a monoblock technology. So it's all together now. And the second gel type is more of a cohesive gel that we're very familiar in the United States. And it's gonna be a little more firmer. If you take that implant and you compare it to the implants we have currently in the United States, it's going to be more form stable. That's that cohesive aspect of it. But it doesn't flow as much as their Ergo Gel. And so that implant in the United States is much more, we're very familiar with the dynamics of that kind of gel. And it's much more consistent what we have in the line of products for women who want a little bit more upper pole fullness. Women who want more of a natural look and will look very, very, very natural. Then that Ergo Gel is really going to be a game changer as far as innovation of breast implant portfolio options, which we never had before. So it's so exciting. Going into the literature of this implant, you can really find that the literature supports the findings of the lower complication rates associated to capsular contracture and rupture rate. I was in the lab at Motiva in Costa Rica, and I got to tear one apart, I got to cut one, I got to stretch one, got to play with all the gels. And I gotta tell you, I never really fully appreciated the manufacturing of any breast implant maker until I got to see it and we tested it and we got to actually destroy these implants. And it takes so much. These shells are so strong. The gels are dynamically different. The ergo versus the smooth round gels, just dramatically different. So I think patients now are going to have a newer option of, of a look that they never had before. And I think the trend of women wanting a little more of a natural look, a little more of that yoga kind of style, thinner, I think that's going to be a new option for women versus the more of the softer gels we have currently in the United States that are going to have a little more of that upper pole fullness. This is a new implant that I feel is going to be a game changer in the implant industry. Women who are interested in this implant should expect to pay a little bit more of a premium because of the technology, the engineering. It is a high top tier style of implant. They only sell the board certified plastic surgeons, so you're not going to be able to find this breast implant in the hands of dentists, family practitioners, OB-GYNs, general surgeons, only in board certified plastic surgeons. Super important. And then you have a first class warranty associated to the implant, and they really have done a great job in making sure the warranty is best in class for all breast implants. So I think, at this point of engineering of breast implants, this is really a very exciting implant for all plastic surgeons to have in their hands. And if you're interested in the Motiva breast implant, reach out to one of your board certified plastic surgeons, give them a call, and then hopefully you can learn about the implant, see one in person, and then kind of give you the options of whether or not you want more of a traditional kind of breast augmentation look, or if you want to do a little more of that this more natural kind of style. So again, thank you for following. Hope I taught you something. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Give me a comment down below. I appreciate it. And stay tuned for more.